It's the MEAC, baby.
Good afternoon and welcome to Bragg Memorial Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida, where today the Rattlers of Florida A&M will take on the Eagles of North Carolina Central. I'm Keith Miles, and I'm joined by Albert Chester, the only HBCU quarterback to ever win the 1AA National Championship. And Albert, we've got a MEAC barn burner going on in Tallahassee today.
Well, we checked with the weatherman. It's 105 in the shade, and I tell you, both of these teams are going to give some exciting football in this hot weather.
Both teams looking to establish the ground game here as they're undefeated in MEAC play.
Well, last week, North Carolina Central ground and pounded out, but they have a well-balanced attack. They can run and throw it. The Rattlers, high potent offense with the record-breaking quarterback in Ryan Stanley. We're expecting them to throw it and try to run it as well.
Stay with us. We got a great one scheduled for you. It's homecoming in Tallahassee, and it's going to be a great game between the Rattlers of Florida A&M and the Eagles of North Carolina Central.
It's MEAC football season, and things are about to get wild. Could the Aggies bury the Bison? Or will the Bears make a run at the ratings board? Will the Rattlers strike before the Bulldogs bite? Will the Eagles sink their talents into the title, or feel the Hornets sting? Could the Wildcats wrap their jaws around victory, or will the Spartans win out in the hunt? It's the road to the 2019 Celebration Bowl. May the wildest team win.
Keith Miles along with the crew. We're happy to have you with us as ESPN3 presents MEAC football live from Tallahassee. John Picaro all set to kick it off for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. And on homecoming in Tallahassee, it's a beautiful day, perfect for college football. Azende Ray is deep to receive for the Rattlers of Florida A&M, and here we go. It's a short end-over-end kickoff, and Ray is going to let this go out of bounds, and so the Rattlers will take advantage of this early penalty and have excellent field position to start.
Free kick out of bounds by the kicking team. Ball's been elected to play at the 35-yard line. First down.
First and 10 Rattlers from the FAMU 35-yard line. The Rattlers are moving left to right or toward the north end zone as we start today's game. Decked down in orange helmets, green jerseys, white numbers, and orange pants. The Eagles decked out in their maroon helmets, white jerseys, gray numbers, and white pants. And here we go. Ryan Stanley just about to shatter every passing record here at Florida A&M from the gun. And on first down, he's going to pass to. It's caught by Manigo. And David Manigo is going to move the chains as he takes it into Eagle territory on first down. First and 10 for the Rattlers at the Eagles' 35-yard line. And right off the bat, Albert, the Rattler strike. Here we go. It's Bishop Bonnet, the ball carrier. Coach Willie Simmons said he would like to get that ground game going. And on first down, Bishop Bonnet is going to get about 2, maybe 3. We'll see where they spot the football. Make it second down. We'll call it 7 yards to go for a Rattler first down. Ryan Stanley, play action, wants to pass, throws the out over here. That pass is caught, and that's Xavier Smith. And Albert's good to see Xavier in the lineup as he suffered an injury last week against North Carolina Central.
Yeah, Xavier looks real good. Ryan is actually coming out real sharp today. I tell you what, he's taking his time and throwing that ball, stepping into it, making a good pass.
All right, Rattlers are on the move now. Ball is resting at first and 10 at the Eagle 22-yard line, just outside the red zone. Stanley firing for the end zone, got a man. There's David Manigo. Touchdown, FAMU.
Hey, if you talk about a quick start, that's the kind of quick start that Coach Willie Simmons wanted his offense to come in, and they demonstrated that with great passing by Ryan Stanley.
David Manigo, 2 big catches on that drive, and he scores on the 22-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Stanley. Yahia Ali checks on to attempt the point after with Chris Fadul holding. And just like that, the Rattlers are on the board. 13:59 to play here in the first quarter. Here's a snap placement. Kick is on the way. And it's good. And so, in Tallahassee, FAMU takes the early lead, 7-0 over the Eagles of North Carolina Central.
Well, North Carolina Central has to come out and tighten down that defense. They actually had great coverage on the first pass that Manigo caught. But I think the cornerback bit on an inside move and got beat to the corner on that touchdown pass. But let's see what North Carolina do in terms of coming back to answer the call for the Rattlers coming out, scoring quickly and fast.
All right. On their opening possession of the afternoon, Florida A&M drives right down the field and scores.
If FAMU was good to you once upon a time, make some noise.
65-yard drive. The Rattlers are on the board 7-0 here in Tallahassee.
For the Broncos style, Rattlers, welcome home.
Julius Duarte will kick it off for the Rattlers. And it will be Brandon Condrington deep to receive for the Eagles. This is going to sail into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And so the Eagles will begin 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Let's take a look at that North Carolina Central starting lineup. At the X-wide receiver is Deshaun Stevens. Ricky Lee starts at the left tackle. Jesse Urbina starts at left guard. Somadina Okeke starts at center. Easy for me to say. Andrew Dale is the right guard. The right tackle, Corey Bullock. Quentin Chaplin is the tight end. Isaiah Totten, the running back, 5'10", 200-pound redshirt junior out of Apex, North Carolina. Davius Richard is the quarterback out of Belgrade, Florida, 6'3", 200-pound freshman. And we've got penalty markers on the play. Ryan McDaniel is the wide receiver, and the Z receiver is Tyler Barnes. And so,
false start, offense number 55, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That false start will back the Eagles up, make it first down, and 15 yards to go. Now, let's take a look at the Rattler defense quickly. Demetrius Powell at the left end, Richard Summers, the nose guard. DeMontre Moore, as Albert said, just a monster in the middle, is the defensive tackle. The Wolf is Isaiah Land. The Rover is Tim Williams, the left cornerback, Troy Hilton. Elijah Richardson, the soul of that, heart and soul of that Rattler defense. Derek Mayweather having a monster year. This pass is thrown down and incomplete. Intended downfield here for number 81 of the Eagles, Tyler Barnes. The right cornerback for FAMU is Eric Smith. The free safety, Marquise Bell. And, boy, he had a great game against Southern, 2 picks against the Jaguars. And Terry Jefferson, the graduate student, is the nickel. And here we go. Second down now and 15 yards to go for the Eagles of North Carolina Central as they try to get something going on their first offensive possession of the afternoon. Richard from the gun sets his tight end, and we've got another illegal procedure called against the Eagles.
False start, offense number 80, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And that'll back the Eagles up.
Well, Keith, I can tell you, this is not the fast start that Trey Oliver wanted out of his offense, but I tell you what, they're coming out throwing that football, man, and big Davius Richards, who's from the muck out of Belgrade, at 6'3", 200 pounds.
Another Florida boy that got away. Here we go. Richard, this time, hands it off to, is that Isaiah Totten, the ball carrier?
Right Stadium, that brings up third.
Going to make it third down and long for North Carolina Central. Third down and about 20 yards to go for the Eagles on their first possession of the afternoon. Good-looking defensive stand so far by FAMU, aided by those false start penalties. Here we go, David Richard ready to go. And Richard steps in the pocket, looks downfield now, pulls it down, is going to run. Isaiah Richardson gives chase. And he's going to be stopped short of the first down. And on the stop for FAMU, DJ Phillips, a converted quarterback.
Got some laundry on the field, Keith.
Yeah, penalty markers on the play. Defensive holding is going to be the call against the Rattlers. I think the referee forgot to turn his mic on. But that's going to give the Eagles a first down, a nice play, and then the holding penalty tacked on. It's going to give the Eagles the football now at the Rattler, at their own, that is, 47-yard line. At the Eagle 47-yard line. Eagles are moving left to right or toward the south end zone here in Tallahassee. Decked out in all white maroon helmets, gray numbers. Richard wants to pass, sets up, fires this pass across the middle. It's caught. And on the receiving end of that catch, Ryan McDaniel. That's going to be a gain of about 7 yards. Second down, about 3 yards to go for the Eagles. Rattler territory. Now ball's at the 46-yard line, and this time they give it to Totten, trying to find some room to work. Maybe gets a yard on the play. Will bring up third down, and about 2 to go for North Carolina Central.
Well, Richards looked real poised, Keith. I mean, he's handling the offense. He's running. He looks like he's in control. He doesn't look like a freshman. He's playing like he's been around a while.
Third down and 1 yard to go now for the Eagles. 11:53 to play, first quarter. 7-0, the Rattlers lead. Here we go. The Eagles on 3rd and 1. Ball resting at the 44-yard line of FAMU. Rattlers threaten blitz, bring the blitz, and he's going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage by Terry Jefferson.
TJ always comes up with a big play, man. I tell you what, pre-snap read, Richard should have seen him coming, but he didn't, and TJ makes a great play.
And so on the turnover on downs, the Rattlers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. That's excellent field position to start their second possession of the afternoon.
Well, North Carolina came out running and throwing, Keith. I mean, so they've got a potent attack and don't plan to just run that football against the Rattler defense.
All right, here we go. Oh, they punted on 4th down. I thought it was 4th and 1. Okay, so they...
It's my time now. Hell no. Gemini Man, rated PG-13.
Rattlers and Eagles. Play resumes. It'll be 1st and 10 Rattlers from the FAMU 9-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 for FAMU from the 9-yard line on their second offensive possession of the afternoon. 7-0, the Rattlers lead. If you're just joining us, a beautiful afternoon in Tallahassee, Florida.
You know, Keith, coming into this week's game, the FAMU Rattlers leading the MEAC in scoring offense, and North Carolina Central is about 6th in scoring.
All right, Ryan Stanley, twins near side, isolated receiver to the far boundary. Bishop Bonnet in the backfield, play action. Stanley tosses this out here for Xavier Smith. He makes the catch and is immediately thrown out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And so that's a 7-yard pickup, a gain of 7, 2nd and 3 for the Rattlers.
Little play action and out. Ryan's getting that ball out of his hand real good today.
Bishop Bonnet in the backfield, set, and orange helmets are down. Ryan Stanley now sends Kamari Young in motion. And again, Stanley looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, has pressure, sets, tosses the pass. It's caught by Xavier Smith. That's a great-looking catch at the 44-yard line, and that'll move the chains for a Rattler first down.
Hey, Ryan extended the play a little bit and was able to get a good pass out, going to his left, and had some nice touch on that ball for a big-time first down.
Ryan Stanley with Bonnet in the backfield. This time goes spread formation. Receivers to either side. Ball's at the FAMU 44-yard line with 9:48 to play. 7-0, the Rattlers lead. Stanley wants to pass, fires across the middle. That pass is picked off. That's a great-looking break on the football.
This is intercepted, 1st and 10, NC Central.
And it was picked off. Looks like number 10 for the Eagles. Deontay Fair. 6'2", 205, a redshirt senior. Guess where? Miami, Florida.
Yeah, he looked dead at Ryan, read his eyes, and it looked like it was a pass route running mix-up between the quarterback and receiver on that play. Great pickoff and return. Now North Carolina Central has an opportunity to capitalize on the pickoff.
Yeah, break for the Eagles as they have the football now at the FAMU 37-yard line. Center man in motion, checking the defensive coverage. And Richard this time hands it off to Totten. And Totten battling, fighting his way near the 30-yard line. It's going to be down at about the 29. And that's a good-looking run on 1st down.
Mr. Totten is he can carry the football. He's a tough runner. Runs very aggressively, and the Rattlers are going to have to wrap him up tonight to stop him.
On 1st down, Isaiah Totten picks up 6 yards. 2nd and 4, spread formation this time for Davius Richard. And Richard, long snap count this time, trying to draw the Rattlers offside. Now steps to the line after the play sent in from the sideline. Totten, the lone back. Richards looks to pass, fires over the middle. That pass intended for Tyler Barnes, incomplete. Barnes is 6'4", 220, a sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey, he had a lot of juice on that pass. That was actually a good throw, but he had a lot of heat on it.
3rd down and about 4 to go for the Eagles from the FAMU 31-yard line. Davius Richard, 6'3", 200-pound freshman out of Belle Glade at the controls. Shouts his instructions now to his offensive lineman. And Richards once again tosses this pass out there. Really almost the same exact play to Tyler Barnes. This time Barnes makes the catch and moves the chains. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Eagles now at the FAMU 25-yard line.
You know, like I said earlier, Keith, Davius Richards has a great command of this offense, and those are some big receivers he's throwing to out there.
All right, this time they give it to Totten. Totten eludes one Rattler, breaks free from another, and fights his way inside the 20 to the 19, maybe the 18, 19-yard line. On 1st down, that's a hard, strong run by Isaiah Totten out of Apex, North Carolina. He's going to pick up 6 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Inside the red zone now at the FAMU 19-yard line. Triplets to the boundary this time. Totten gets the call again, but this time he's wrapped up at the point of attack. And on the stop for the Rattlers, number 49, Cameron Burton, 6'3", 230, a graduate student out of Ocala.
Yeah, North Carolina Central is not getting much move at the on the line of scrimmage, so they can't get much penetration. But Totten's a tough runner.
All right, here we go. Davius Richard and the Eagles inside the red zone. Richards wants to pass, has time, lots of time. Penalty marker thrown on the play. And we'll await the official word. Maybe some holding going on.
That kind of time, you got to lean that way.
Holding, offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
And that'll back the Eagles up. All right.
After the penalty, 3rd and 15 from the Rattler 30-yard line.
3rd down and 15 yards to go. Third down and 15 for the Eagles now. Ball's resting at the Rattler 30-yard line. Central can get a 1st down at the 15-yard line.
Correction.
It's a big play, Keith.
A possession play for the Eagles. And Davius Richard, 3rd and 15. Rattlers threatening blitz. Eagles, Richards has time now, forced out of the pocket, fires downfield. This is going to be picked off. Marquise Bell, and that's his 3rd big INT on the season. Marquise Bell for the Rattlers, 6'3", 215, a redshirt sophomore.
T13.
Beautiful afternoon in Tallahassee, Florida. FAMU will take over after the big interception by Marquise Bell with a 1st down and 10 from the Rattler 4-yard line. Rattlers leading 7-0 with 6:41 to play in the first quarter on Homecoming in Tallahassee. Ryan Stanley sends a Zende Ray in motion. Triplets now to the far boundary with an isolated receiver near side, and they give it to Bishop Bonnet. Not much room to run there, and he actually may lose a yard on that play.
Well, North Carolina did a great job of attacking the point of attack and neutralizing the running back by committee, old Bishop Bonnet, with that ball being inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, loss of 1, 2nd down and 11 to go for FAMU from their own 3-yard line. Now again, Zende Ray in motion, triplets to the far boundary. Stanley rolls that way, tosses out here to Ray, and he's going to be trapped for another loss on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down now. That's a loss of 1. It's going to move the ball back to about the 2-yard line. Make it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Excellent defense by North Carolina.
And now we've got movement along the line of scrimmage.
Ball start, offense, number 71. Half the distance to the goal. Down.
Now back us up to the 1-yard line. Now the Rattlers going to have a 3rd down and 13 from the 1-yard line. Ryan Stanley's going to take this snap from in the end zone. Looks to the sideline to get his signal. 5:25 to go in the first quarter. FAMU 7, North Carolina Central nothing. Happy to have you with us this afternoon. Stanley wants to pass, sets up, tosses out there. It's caught. Looks like Xavier Smith along the way. It's actually Bishop Bonnet out of the backfield.
Yeah.
And he's going to pick up a 1st down. And that'll move the chains to the 21-yard line. So that's a 19-yard gain on that toss.
That's an excellent call, excellent play call. Linebacker who's responsible for picking that back at the backfield wasn't there. And Bishop catch that ball, there's going to be some action.
All right, spread formation now. Kamari Young, the tight end, goes in motion for Stanley. And this time they give it to Bishop Bonnet again, and there he goes. The Bishop all the way out to the 40, make that the 37-yard line. That's another Rattler 1st down, and they'll move the chains. First down and 10 for FAMU now at their own 37-yard line. 4:22 to go in the first quarter. Ryan Stanley now with triplets to the near boundary. No backs in the backfield. He's going to swing this out over here to Azende Ray. And Azende turns upfield and finally driven out of bounds shy of midfield at about the 47-yard line. That's going to be real close to a Rattler 1st down, and looks like they're going to move the chain.
Yeah, Zende was a running back in high school and was converted to wide receiver. So when he catches that ball in the backfield, I mean, he can get it, man. He knows how to run that football. He turns it up. He's a playmaker.
All right, Rattler set to go. Devon Kendrick, or Bo Kendrick, in the backfield now with Ryan Stanley. And Kendrick's going to get the call, and Bo Kendrick bowling over Eagles and fights his way to about the 46-yard line of North Carolina Central. The Rattlers now in Eagle territory. They spot him at the 47, and that'll make it 2nd down and 4. Gain of 6 on 1st down.
Hey, the Rattlers employ that running back by committee, wide receiver by committee.
Spread formation now for Ryan Stanley. Remember, this drive got backed up to the 2-yard line, and Stanley and the Rattler offense on the move now. It's Bo Kendrick once again fights his way inside the 45 to the 44. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short now for FAMU.
You know, one of the things Coach Simmons said he wanted to do was run the football more. He wanted to see his guys pound that ball out a little more. But I tell you what, the attack has been, the plays have been great that he's called, and back and forth with both teams. North Carolina Central, short of the pick, I mean, they actually looked pretty good in the drive they had the football. So, I mean, this is the kind of football game we expect to see.
2 unbeatens in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
Great chess match.
Going at it today in Tallahassee for homecoming. Ryan Stanley, this time play action, tosses this over here, and it's going to be thrown for a loss. It's going to bring up 4th down.
That's Chad Hunter.
That's Chad Hunter on the receiving end of that catch. It was trying to be a wide receiver screen, but they had a lot of penetration and shut that play down. So it's going to bring up 4th down, and it will send Chris Fadul, one of the top punters in the football championship subdivision, on the punt. And it'll be Condrington deep to receive. All right, there's a penalty marker on the play as Fadul kicks a beauty. It's going to be down at the 5-yard line, but we'll await to see what the infraction is.
Illegal formation, kicking team, 5 men in the backfield. That penalty will be administered from the end of the kick. It's a media timeout.
All right, media timeout.
Gemini Man is a game-changing event. Will Smith shines twice. A true breakthrough. What if somebody knew what we really are? Gemini Man, rated PG-13.
All right, stay social with your favorite conference. Search MEAC Sports on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for day-to-day updates on everything MEAC. Also use the hashtag #IBackTheMEAC and MEAC Nation to see your post reposted. When play resumes, the Eagles will have a 1st down and 10 from their own 10-yard line after that booming punt from Chris Fadul. And here we go. Davius Richard in the Eagle offense. Set to go. Rattlers threatening blitz as he sets his running back in motion, gives to Totten. And Totten fights his way near the 15-yard line. On the stop for the Rattlers, Andrew Hines. 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles from their own 15-yard line. Minute 22 to go in the first quarter of play. FAMU 7. North Carolina Central, nothing. Davius Richard gives it to Totten once again, but this time he runs smack into Elijah Richardson.
Yeah, he's the backbone of the Rattlers defense. I tell you what, he's been out for a few weeks, but I tell you, he came back last week, and he's picking up where he left off and leading the defense, the charge at the point of attack.
Going to make it 3rd down now, about 7 yards to go after the loss of 2. Davius Richard looks like he's going to go empty backfield this time. 5 wides, triplets to the near boundary, twins to the far side. No backs in the backfield for the Eagles this time. 3rd down at 7 yards to go. And Richards forced out of the pocket, looks downfield, fires downfield. That pass is caught. That's a great throw and catch on the receiving end for the Eagles. Xavier McCoy. And McCoy, 6'3", 195-pound senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's a good-looking throw and catch and gives the Eagles a first down at the North Carolina Central 47-yard line. Get some room to work there,
Yeah,
Albert.
he extended the play and made a great throw. Was patient, waited on the guy to come across, hit him on the button. This guy does not play like a freshman.
That's the end of the first quarter.
At the end of the first quarter, your score.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter play here in Tallahassee. FAMU 7 and North Carolina Central nothing. And we'll be back after this timeout along the Rattler Sports Network for our network sponsors.
Special thanks to Visit Tallahassee for their contribution of $40,000. The Beta Alpha, a.k.a. Endowment. Over $46,000. Tommy Duncan, President Dr. Larry Robinson, Vice President, University Advancement, Dr. Shante Friday Strong, Athletic Director, John Eason, and the FAMU Board of Trustees acknowledge Visit Tallahassee. Their mission is to promote the best of Florida's capital city.
Gemini Man, rated PG-13.
When you're feeling thirsty, make sure to head down to the concession stands and grab a Pepsi.
All right, catch us on the go. ESPN is proud to be the official national broadcast partner of the Mideastern Athletic Conference. For more information on the ESPN family of networks, including ESPN Plus, call your local cable operator or satellite provider. Or log on to ESPN.com. Davius Richard passes, fires over the middle. That pass is incomplete. Marquise Bell defending on the play for the Rattlers of Florida A&M. It'll make it second down and 10 to go now for the Eagles. Ryan McDaniel was the intended receiver. Second and 10 for the Eagles.
McDaniel was one of his go-to guys, 6'4", 214. Richard stood there and threw a nice ball. He should have caught that pass. Great defense on FAMU's part.
All right, here we go. Stack receivers to either side. Spread formation for Davius Richard. 14:56 to play in the first half. FAMU 7, North Carolina Central nothing. Richard gives to Isaiah Totten, and Totten runs smack into the heart of that Rattler defense at the point of attack. And it's Elijah Richardson once again. And joining him on that play was number 49 for the Rattlers, Cameron Burton.
On the play brings up third and 11.
Third down, 11 to go.
The Rattlers are very stingy at giving up that run today, man. They're not giving up anything.
Davius Richard sets up. Boy, got a lot of pressure coming. Swings this pass out there, and boy, immediately the Rattlers had this play defended from the very beginning. And on the stop for FAMU, Kalen Timmons, 5'11", 170, a redshirt sophomore out of Lake City. And it's going to bring up fourth down for the Eagles. We'll send John Picaro on to punt.
The Rattlers are playing fast, physical, swarming defense against one of the top rushing attacks in the MEAC. So far, they've shown that they can handle these North Carolina Eagles.
High kick. Azende Ray calls for the fair catch and makes it right at the 20-yard line. And so the Rattlers will begin first and 10 from there.
Keith, when you look at the first half statistics, I mean, time of possession, it was just about even. Of course, Ryan Stanley was 9 of 10 with one interception for 126 yards, and Davius Richards was 3 of 6, one interception for 46 yards. But the total offense, 15 plays. Both teams ran 15 plays. The Rattlers were 150 yards, and North Carolina Eagles were just 77 yards. Even football game. Great chess match between these two great coaches.
Yeah, the Rattlers had that very quick start and on the first possession drive, but things have settled down since then.
Well, you know, one of the things I noticed, they have a lot of success when they throw north and south as opposed to east and west. And although we have the kind of talented guys that if you get the ball in the hands, they can make some things happen. Conversely, North Carolina, they came out throwing the ball. They threw, the first pass was a deep pass. And the big quarterback can spin it, man. He's from the muck, man. He can get it done. Doesn't play like a freshman kid, I can tell you that.
Yeah. 7-0 is our score as we get set to start second quarter action. And the Rattlers will have the football at their own 20-yard line, and they'll be moving left to right here in the second quarter, or heading toward the south end zone.
First and 10, Rattlers from the FAMU 20-yard line.
Ryan Stanley and the Rattler offense sent to go. It will be Terrell Jennings in the backfield now for FAMU. And Jennings will get the call. And that's really good defense coming up to make the stop for the Eagles of North Carolina Central is Deontay Fair.
From that
one of those Florida boys.
Yeah, that's a Florida boy from Miami. That's a great tackle. Great read.
No gain on the play. Second down and 10 for FAMU now from the 20-yard line. Ryan Stanley this time tosses this out there. It's caught. And that is Marcus Williams on the receiving end of that catch, and that's going to move the chains. That's a first down for the Rattlers at the FAMU 34-yard line. Stanley hands it off. See that Jennings. Terrell Jennings, the ball carrier. He's going to gain 1. 2nd and 9 for FAMU. Ball is resting at their own 35-yard line. Spread formation this time for Ryan Stanley. Stanley now sets Marcus Williams and wants to pass. Steps up to the pocket, fires over the middle. That pass is caught. That's David Manigo, and he's going to take it into the Eagle territory at the 40-yard line. That's a Rattler first down, and they'll move the chains.
They've got the hurry-up offense going, too. Fast break. Stanley's really getting that ball out of his hand real nice today. A lot of velocity. Stepping into his throw.
As he sets his formation. Twins to the near side, isolated receiver, far side. Xavier Smith goes in motion. The give is to Terrell Jennings. And Jennings fights his way to about the 37-yard line. We'll see where they spot the football. It'll make it second down and about 8 yards to go. A gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for FAMU from the Eagle 38-yard line. 11:14 to play in the first half. It's 7-0 FAMU, and there's a timeout on the field.
Congratulations.
We really are. Gemini Man, rated PG-13.
So, and about 7 yards to go. So that's a gain of 1. 3rd and 7 for FAMU from the 37-yard line of North Carolina Central.
A lot of Eagle pride out there on that defensive line, man. I tell you, they're tough to play up front.
Yeah.
Playing tough football.
They swing this pass here and going to swing it back to Ryan Stanley. And Stanley got blockers in front of him. He's down inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Ryan Stanley.
A little razzle-dazzle to Ryan Stanley. The last guy you would think to run the football. Excellent play call, though. Excellent play call.
Willie Simmons pulling out of his bag of tricks, and the Rattlers get a first down inside the red zone at the Eagle 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Going to say that Trey Oliver is a North Carolina Central alum, so he's coming back and restoring some Eagle pride.
Absolutely. He's going to do the same thing that Coach Simmons has done here at Florida A&M in terms of that winning tradition.
All right, they go to the Bishop this time. Bishop Bonnet fights his way inside the 15-yard line down to about the 12. It's a gain of 6. It makes it 2nd and 4 for FAMU. And the Rattlers in striking position now at the Eagle 12-yard line. Ryan Stanley sends Xavier Smith in motion, and they give it to Bishop Bonnet, and there are penalty markers all over the play. About 3 flags thrown on that one. And so with the infraction against the Rattlers, going to make it 2nd down now and 15 yards to go for a FAMU first down. 8:56 to play, first half. 7-0 FAMU leads from Tallahassee. Ryan Stanley now with a sprint formation. Receivers to either side, sends Xavier Smith in motion and gives, I think that's Bishop Bonnet, the ball carrier.
The Eagles are playing tight on that line. I tell you what, the Rattlers probably a step away though from breaking one of these. It looks like that anyway. But you know, you got to give credit to Coach Willie Simmons. I mean, I talked about his football IQ on several broadcasts before, and he's a quarterback, ex-quarterback, so he puts it out there, man.
Bishop Bonnet got 4. 3rd and 11. Stanley going to home run ball downfield for Marcus Williams. That's a touchdown.
That's a beautiful throw.
And a beautiful catch.
That was a beautiful throw and catch. Deep corner route. I mean, Stanley laid it out there, and Williams caught that ball. Look, that was NFL worthy, highlight worthy for sure.
Well, one thing for sure, Marcus Williams is back.
Oh, no question. I tell you what, and Marcus joins an array of wide receivers in Xavier Smith, George Webb. We hadn't heard much from George Webb today. I don't know if he's hurt. Zende Ray and Chad Hunter's back, you know. And those guys make each other play. I mean, they play on each other.
Yahia Ali for the point after attempt. Fadul will hold. Snap placement. Kick is airborne. And good. 8:01 to go in the first half of play in Tallahassee. Our score, FAMU 14 and North Carolina Central nothing.
For action cinema, Will Smith shines twice.
You had your time. It's my time now.
Gemini Man, rated PG-13.
FAMU extends the lead on a beautiful touchdown throw from Ryan Stanley to Marcus Williams. Yahia Ali adds the extra point. It's 14-0 on a homecoming day in Tallahassee, Florida, on the campus of Florida A&M. Duarte, end-over-end kick, going to be fielded at the 15, 20, 25, and down about the 31-yard line, where the Eagles will take over first down and 10. Stay social with your favorite conference. Search MEAC Sports on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for day-to-day updates on everything MEAC. Also use the hashtags, hashtag IBackTheMEAC and hashtag MEAC Nation to see your posts reposted. Eagles will have it first and 10 from their own 31-yard line, trailing now 14-0. And that will put a little pressure on Coach Trey Oliver to rev up his offense a little bit.
Yeah, but you know, Keith, they actually have been moving the football up and down. They haven't been getting points out of it, but they actually have had some moments when they look pretty good.
Yeah. Penalty markers on the play.
Ball start, offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That'll make it first down and 15 yards to go. Now for the North Carolina Central Eagles. Davius Richards, 6'3", 200-pound freshman out of Belle Glade, Florida. He's a good-looking young quarterback.
Yes, he is.
First and 15. Eagles, little play action here. And the running back is trapped behind the line, and Terry Jefferson's all over that play.
Hey, man, that's that swarming, playing fast, and swarming defense of the Rattlers.
Darius Fagan there to help out, but that was Terry Jefferson all the way, the graduate student, 5'9", 190 out of Miami. Well, having Terry Jefferson and Elijah Richardson both back in that defensive lineup, it's really good for Coach Willie Simmons. Second down and long now for the Eagles. Triplets to the far boundary. They isolate a receiver over here near side. Richards wants to pass, sets up. Flushed out of the pocket. Going to be hit by Mayweather initially. Lunges forward to get back to the original line of scrimmage. But give Derek Mayweather and the Rattler defense some credit.
Yeah.
And the secondary.
Yeah,
some
great
credit.
coverage. Great coverage by the Rattler secondary.
Gain of 7 brings a 3rd and 9.
Made a third down, about 9 yards to go now for the Eagles from their own 32-yard line. Richards wants to pass once again, has pressure, fires downfield. That pass is caught. That's a good-looking throw and catch. And on the receiving end is Ryan McDaniel, 6'4", 214-pound junior out of Sugar Land, Texas. And that'll move the chains for the Eagles. Rattlers hustling to get some defensive players on the field. Jordan Freeman is the ball carrier for North Carolina Central.
The Eagle offensive line is giving quarterback Richards a little time. He's able to extend plays with his feet, make good throws. They come up with big plays. They've done this on and off the whole first half here.
Second down and 8 for North Carolina Central. Davius Richards, we got penalty markers on the play.
But it seems, Keith, every time they take 10 yards, they take 5 backwards.
After the penalty, 2nd and 13.
Second down. About 13 yards to go for the Eagles. Davius Richards throws the out over here. That's a tough throw, but he makes the throw and a good catch over there. It's going to make it third down and 1 yard to go. Check that. About 2 yards to go. They hand it off. Is that Totten? Isaiah Totten, the ball carrier. No, check that. It's Jordan Freeman who picks up the first down for North Carolina Central.
The Eagles will employ the quick offense at opportune times, and that was one of the opportune times, and they were able to pick up the first down. Great throw on the previous play, though, by the quarterback. Strong arm.
Totten, the ball carrier this time, and he breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet inside the 20, down at the 15-yard line. That's a first down for the Eagles of North Carolina Central, and they'll move the chains.
Hey, Totten is a football player, man. That cat can run. They seem to have the Rattlers on the heels a little bit, and they're picking up the pace in terms of running their offense, trying to take advantage of every opportunity they can get.
They're in the red zone at the 16-yard line, and Richards hands it off again to Totten, spinning and turning down to about the 14-yard line. That's a gain of a couple. Make it second down and about 7 yards to go. for the Eagles.
One thing about it, these Eagles from North Carolina are not going away. They're not quitting. They're a courageous football team. It's tough to play from behind. That's holding.
Richards keeps, turns up, is spinning and turning down inside the 5. And they're going to say that's a first down. No markers on the play. That's an outstanding run by Davius Richards.
Superb run. I saw some holding on that play, though, Keith, but the Blue didn't see it. Excellent run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exercise the RPO.
There you go.
Run pass option.
And he's a big cat, man. 6'3", 200. And he's from the muck, man. You got to add the muck in there.
Yeah, the great ball players come from there. First down and goal to goal for North Carolina Central. They're knocking on the door. They give it to Totten. And Totten pushing. He's going to be real close to the goal line. I'll make it second down and goal to goal. The ball's going to be spotted at the 2-yard line of FAMU. 2:40 to play, and it would be a real good thing for Coach Trey Oliver to have his Eagles go in down by 7 at halftime instead of 14. Here come the Eagles. Totten in the backfield. They give it to Totten once again. Eagles say touchdown.
I don't think so. That was a tough run, though.
Yeah.
He's short.
It's like he's short. Going to make it third down and goal to go for the Eagles from the 1-yard line. Third down from the 1. The Eagles trying to get on the board here. 1:54 to play. The Eagles signal touchdown again, and this time it is a touchdown.
Quarterback sneak.
And it was Davius Richard on a 1-yard run. And so, North Carolina Central answers.
With an excellent drive, Keith, a mixture of run and pass. We got some great throws from Richards, some great catches. Excellent running the football. These guys run tough, hard-nosed as running backs, trying to get more yards. And it's going to take more than one guy to tackle them, that's for sure.
Picaro on to attempt the point after. And it's good. And so, with 1:47 to play in the first half, it was actually Adrian Olivo who adds the extra point.
What if somebody knew what we really are? Gemini Man, rated PG-13.
Along with Albert Chester, Bragg Memorial Stadium, a beautiful afternoon in Tallahassee, Florida. And with 1:47 remaining in the first half of play, the score is 14-7 as the Eagles answer the Rattlers with a 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Davius Richard. And the extra point is good. And we've got an exciting homecoming game in Tallahassee.
Keith, this is exactly what we expected. I mean, both teams undefeated in MEAC play, and we expected this type of football game.
End over end kick. Marcus Williams going to field this at about the 4. 20, 25, still on his feet. Marcus at the 30. And this is an outstanding return by Marcus Williams. Flags are on the play. Marcus 5'11", 185, the redshirt senior out of Miami Northwestern. And Albert, speaking of Miami Northwestern, last Monday night, I guess it was, or Sunday night, the Saints played the Dallas Cowboys. We got a lot of response from our Cowboy fans while we were up in Norfolk. And but what we got to point out is the connection to FAMU is that Teddy Bridgewater face masking is the call against North Carolina Central. That'll move the spot 15 yards for the personal foul and give the Rattlers a first down and 10 now at their own 47-yard line. The connection between those two teams and FAMU is assistant head coach Billy Rowe coached both Teddy Bridgewater and Amari Cooper when he was the head coach at Miami Northwestern.
Yeah, Billy has had an opportunity to touch a lot of lives, man. And these two guys, two of the finest players he's coached. I mean, and to play at the next level and to play the way they're playing is a tribute to Billy and everything he's done to touch their life in terms of football.
All right, Ryan Stanley looks the other way, throws back to Xavier Smith, and he's in Eagle territory at the 48-yard line. And just in response to all those Cowboy fans who jacked me up on the air in Norfolk last week, all I have to say is, who dat?
The Rattlers, it's less than 2 minutes before half. I want to see if
great.
threw a little behind it.
Pass was intended for George Webb. Webb was open, and Ryan Stanley just threw it a little bit behind him.
Might have been his second worst pass today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third down, about 5 to go for FAMU from the Eagle 48-yard line. Well, we got the answer to the question about George Webb, though.
Yeah, he's not hurt, so he's on the field.
He's on the field. Triplets near boundary this time for the Rattlers. Isolation to the far side. Stanley rolls this way. Now tries to go back the other way. Tosses his pass out here. It's intended for Bishop Bonnet. That would have been a highlight for sure on ESPN had he been able to make the catch.
And I tell you what, Ryan Stanley made extended the play with his legs. I mean, something that we haven't seen him do in a long time. But he showed a little speed and guts to get away from that big defensive lineman that time.
It's going to bring up fourth down for FAMU. And Chris Fadul, for the second time this afternoon, comes on the punt. Brandon Condrington is deep to receive for the Eagles. 54 seconds remaining at halftime here in Tallahassee. Fadul gets off a beauty. It's going to hit in the end zone. And boy, Chris Fadul continues to have an outstanding season.
He's an impressive young man. I tell you what, in the classroom, he's impressive. On the football field, he has an NFL leg, man. I tell you what, if he gets an opportunity to showcase his talents at the next level, don't be surprised if he'll be punting on Sundays for some football team.
Yeah, 4.0 grade point average.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. First and 10 Eagles, they'll start from their own 20-yard line. They have 47 seconds remaining. They're trying to put more points on the board here before the half. All right, pass tossed down here and caught by Deshaun Stevens, 6'2", 220, the redshirt junior out of Durham, North Carolina. And Stevens going to pick up 5, second down and 5 for the Eagles from their own 25-yard line. 43 seconds remaining now in the first half of play. David has pressure, and that pass was deflected. That's really good defensive pressure up front. And it looks like Derek Mayweather fighting through. Derek Mayweather having an outstanding season, Albert. 6 foot, 245, a junior out of Fort Worth, Texas. Right out there by Dallas. And he was right in Davius Richards' face on that play.
Excellent defensive play. Excellent.
Third down and 5 now for the Eagles. Triplets to the boundary. And Richard once again hands it off. And it's Totten trying to find some running room. Check that. It's Jordan Freeman trying to find running room. And again, the Rattlers all over that play.
Swarming and fast.
Yeah.
The Rattler defense.
Rattlers take it's a 30-second timeout on the field. The Rattlers take a timeout with 30 seconds remaining. Willie Simmons wants an opportunity to get that ball back.
Yeah, I think they missed an opportunity that last series, and he really wanted to do something with that minute and 20 seconds that we had left in the game. Now we got an opportunity maybe to get it back and get in field goal range for our great place kicker.
.30 seconds remaining in the first half. Eagles will punt. John Picaro on to do the honors. And it's going to be Azende Ray deep to receive for the Rattlers. Okay, false start against the Eagles. That'll back them up 5 more and give the Rattlers an opportunity for even better field position with 30 seconds remaining. 14-7 is our score in Tallahassee. We've got a good one. Nice punt, high spiral. Azende Ray calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 36-yard line. And so the Rattlers will begin 1st and 10 from there.
You know, Keith, we talk about the offense and defense and special teams complementing each other. I tell you what, John Picaro just hit a nice punt, man, to take the Rattlers deep into their territory to avoid potentially an opportunity to get a field goal with 23 seconds left. That was an excellent punt.
Well, we know that Yahia Ali kicked a 52-yard field goal a week ago in Norfolk. So the Rattlers really have to go maybe about 30 yards to get in field goal range. And with Ryan Stanley, that could happen just like that.
Absolutely.
Bishop Bonnet in the backfield. Triplets to the far boundary. And Stanley wants to pass, sets up, throws the out over here. Incomplete. Looking for David Manigo, trying to stop that clock, but the incompletion will stop it with 19 seconds remaining in the first half. 2nd and 10 for FAMU. Ryan Stanley this time gives to Bishop Bonnet. And Bishop tries to turn the corner but can't. So he just takes it out of bounds. He can bring up 3rd down for the Rattlers. And about 9 yards to go for a Rattler first down. 3rd down and 9 for FAMU. 15 seconds remaining now in the half. Stanley again gives to Bishop Bonnet. And maybe 1 yard gained on that play. And with 5 seconds remaining, that's going to probably be the last play of the first half here in Tallahassee. And so, at halftime in Tallahassee, struck back. Went minute 47 to play in the first half with Davius Richard on a 1 yard run. Adrian Olivo added the extra point, and at the half we stand 14-7 on a homecoming afternoon in Tallahassee. A beautiful but hot afternoon in Tallahassee. I mean, things are really on fire even in the broadcast booth here today. 14-7, the Rattlers lead. We'll be back with more on our halftime show after these words from our local sponsors on the Rattler Sports Network.
Lee delivers a true breakthrough for action cinema. Will Smith shines twice.
You had your time. It's my time now.
Gemini Man, rated PG-13.
stop right there. That's good kick coverage that time by NCCU.
Excellent. Excellent kick. I mean, high spiraling ball that the kind that you want to defend.
There is someone walking behind you. Turn around. Look at me.
First down possession of the second half, Bishop Bonnet gets the carry, and he is thrown for a loss on the play. And some Rattler fans were hollering for a late hit out of bounds, but no flag on the play. It's going to make it second down, about 15 yards to go for FAMU from their own 27-yard line. Ryan Stanley and the Rattlers moving right to left now. Stanley pulls it down. He's going to run. He exercised the run-pass option and got back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to make it third down, about 9 to go. Actually picked up about 6 yards on that play.
Yeah, Keith, you know, when you have a quarterback who can run the football, and he doesn't have to take it to the house, but if he can pick up a first down or take some positive steps toward the 10 yards that you need for the first down, then you roll it. He becomes a threat.
All right, Ryan Stanley and the Rattlers with the third down and 9 yards to go now. And Stanley from the gun wants to pass, sets up, steps up in the pocket, throws it out here for Bishop Bonnet, and Bonnet finds that stick across the way. He's going to be real close to a first down if he didn't get it. He looked specifically, Albert, across the field to see where the stick was.
Yeah, he did. Excellent football.
That's good football.
Yeah. And Ryan made a great adjustment getting the ball to him. It's going to be a little short, though, I think.
It's going to be a little short. Fourth down at about 1 yard to go. And Chris Fadul and the Rattlers will come on the punt. Bishop Bonnet was trying, his momentum was going to carry him out of bounds. He was trying to find out where the stick was to make sure he got there, and he was a yard short. Fadul on the punt, and Codrington is deep to receive for the Eagles. We've got a nice little defensive struggle going here now in Tallahassee. Fadul with a beautiful kick. Codrington calls for the fair catch, fumbles it, and it's going to be tackled way back at around the 11-yard line, and that's really good kick coverage down there by Traquan Butler, 5'8", 175-pound redshirt freshman out of Miami Southridge High School. And so the Eagles now will start from their own 11-yard line on their second possession of the second half.
Great.
9/11. Timeless machine.
Someone who's had success in corporate America.
All right, the Eagles. From their own 11-yard line. The Eagles will start first and 10 from their own 11-yard line. 10:48 to play in the third quarter. 14-7 our score. The Rattlers lead. And this time, play action. Richard fires the home run ball down there. Intended for E.J. Hicks, but it was overthrown, and the Rattlers had good defensive coverage back there.
Yeah, nobody was open on that play. I think he was ended up throwing that ball away.
Yeah. Had some pressure bearing in on him. Second down and 10 now for the Eagles. Backed up deep in their own territory at the 11-yard line. Davius Richard gets his play. Stacked receivers now to either side. It's a spread formation. And this time, they give it to Jordan Freeman, but there is no place to run.
You know, the Rattler defense has actually been very stingy today with the run itself. I mean, Demontre Moore, I mean, stud, man. Great tackle on his part, but, I mean, they have been stingy with the run when you think about what this team did last week.
3rd down and 10. Demontre Moore, no gain on the play for Freeman. This time Richard has time, fires across the middle. That pass is caught. That's a great throw and catch. It's E.J. Hicks, and that's going to move the sticks for the Eagles. North Carolina Central, that's a 1st down.
Big time throw. He stood in there, had a lot of time, hit the crossing route, on the money, big receiver.
All right, here we go. Quarterback keeper, Davius Richard. Boy, and he ran right smack into Marquise Bell.
Tell you, man, that cat, that was a train wreck right there.
And remind me of the old song, Ring My Bell. 2nd down and about 7 yards to go now for Central. And the Eagles in a spread formation this time. Davius Richard fires across the middle again. This time, a battle for the ball. The Eagles come up with it. That's a great catch downfield by Tyler Barnes at the Rattler 25-yard line, and that's a big 1st down for North Carolina Central. That'll move the chains.
Same kind of route. It was a deep post route. Good coverage by the Rattlers. Tyler called that ball in his hands. I mean, he stands at 6'4", 220. That was a great catch, great route, and a great throw.
Had to fight the defensive back for the ball, and he won. And here we go. Eagles inside the 30, just outside the red zone. Davius Richard again sets up, has time, throws the pass, and this time it's throws that one away. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball is resting at the Rattler 27-yard line with 8:26 to play.
It looked to me, Keith, that it was a little mix-up with the route the receiver was supposed to run. And the ball went to the corner, and the guy pulled up and ran the curl.
2nd down and 10 for the Eagles now from the FAMU 27-yard line. McDaniel in motion. Give it to, is this Totten? Glass right through the middle. And actually, it's Freeman. Glass right through the middle. Jordan Freeman. And he takes it inside the red zone all the way down to the 13-yard line of FAMU, and the Eagles are in scoring position. McDaniel in motion. This time it's Davius Richard, the quarterback, and he scoots away from the initial tackler and lunges forward. There's a penalty marker, though, on the play.
Blocking the back, offense, and rating 1. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 1st down.
The Eagles, go ahead and back that thing up.
This has been the MO for the Eagles, to have 2 or 3 great plays and then come right back and end up with a penalty. But this is a super drive for the second possession of the second half, and it's going to put them right back in position to be in scoring position, whether it be a field goal or touchdown.
Moves them back to the 20-yard line, right at the red zone. 1st down now. About 16 yards to go. This is Jordan Freeman again, the ball carrier. And Derek Mayweather comes up to make the stop for FAMU. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification along the Rattlers Sports Network. Richard's pass is caught. Nope. It comes down incomplete. Looks like he didn't have possession. This may be reviewed. It looks like he didn't have possession with his feet in bounds, but
that was a tremendous effort if he didn't catch the ball. It was a one-hand grab.
The Eagles are arguing the point. They'd like that play to be reviewed. I don't know that it will be, though.
Doesn't look like it. Well.
If he caught the ball, that was a heck of an effort.
Yeah, it was a tremendous effort, and it actually looked like he caught it. One hand grabbed it.
It only needs one
foot down. Yeah,
1 foot.
Yeah.
That was an excellent effort by Ryan McDaniel.
And you know what I see with these big receivers is, I mean, they're covered, but they're able to make the catch because they're much taller and they're jumping higher than the defensive back of the Rattlers.
Yeah, looking at it on the Jumbotron. Actually, it may have been Xavier McCoy. Boy, that's an excellent effort.
Ajax Construction, proud sponsors of Rattler football. Ajax Construction.
Can't really tell if he had possession from that angle as he came down. That's going to be the question. Did he have control of the football?
It's a big-time catch, though, a big-time effort. Or what looked like a big-time catch.
Yes.
Beat the blazing heat in the Rattler Beer Garden. For a cool and refreshing brew, located on the west side of Black Stadium. The Beer Garden, sponsored by Tri-Eagle Sales.
After further review, the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass stands incomplete.
There it is. And the question is, did he probably was still bobbling it as he went to the ground. Did not have control. But it was an excellent effort.
And worth the relook.
And,
I mean,
yeah. Third down now, and about 16 yards to go for the Eagles. 6:59 to play in the third quarter. Eagles go triplets to the near boundary. Now, isolated receiver far side for Davius Richard. Richard sets up, wants to pass, fires over the middle. That pass is caught, and that's a touchdown. That's Ryan McDaniel. Touchdown, Central, and the Eagles are right back in this thing.
Excellent passing catch. Quick post, man coverage, wide open. Tough play to defend when you're running a post route and you don't have inside help. We got ourselves a ball game, Key.
Yes, sir. Ryan McDaniel on a 17-yard touchdown pass. And it will be Picaro on to attempt the point after. $6:53 to play. And the Eagles score first to start the second half. Picaro.
Substitution. Defense at penalties decline.
John Picaro will hold for the extra point. This is Olivo. Kick is airborne, and it's good. And so, with 6:53 to play in Tallahassee.
With available ProPilot Assist. Presenting the Nissan Altima. Impossibly smart.
You'll sink their talents into the title or feel the Hornets sting. Could the Wildcats wrap their jaws? 2019 Celebration Bowl. May the wildest team win.
Eagles kicking it off after a 17-yard touchdown strike to Ryan McDaniel. Olivo kick, make it 14-14 here in Tallahassee, and the Eagles trying to play homecoming spoilers. Rattlers will have Marcus Williams and Azende Ray deep to receive this kick. 6:53 to play in the third quarter, and we've got a ball game.
Got an exciting ball game. Two hungry teams.
End over end kick. This is Marcus Williams at the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And Marcus brings it all the way out to the 47-yard line. Marcus Williams. And that's an excellent return for Marcus Williams.
He's having a tremendous day today, Keith.
Came back a week ago against Norfolk State, but this is really his official full game, first full game back. And that was a tremendous return. Gives the Rattlers a 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. In this ball game, that's all tied up at 14 apiece. Ryan Stanley sent to go. Shifts his running back, Bo Kendrick. And Kendrick bounces in, was hit at the point of attack, bounced outside, tried to find some running room, but the Eagles were all over that play. That's excellent defense there by big number 92 for North Carolina Central. Chidi Okanya, a redshirt junior defensive lineman out of 6'6", 245, out of Riverdale, Georgia, transferred to Central from Duke.
That was a good hit.
Yeah, no question. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Rattlers. Stanley this time, twins near side, isolated receiver to the far boundary, and Kendrick in the backfield. Stanley rolling, throwing downfield. That pass intended for Marcus Williams. Marcus was saying he was held, but there's no flag on the play.
Yeah, Ryan was trying to extend that play and sprinting out to the right side and ended up being a back shoulder throw, and Marcus thought that he was interfered with on that play. Ryan has to pick that up on his pre-snap read and see that guy coming. He did a good job of avoiding a sack.
Ryan Stanley now, once again rolling, forced out of the pocket, fires downfield. That pass is caught. George Webb. George fighting for every extra yard he can get. He's got the first down, and he's got more. Going to go down at the 34-yard line of North Carolina Central. That's a Rattler first down, and they'll move the chains.
I think that's the first catch for George today. I like the way Ryan is getting that ball out of his hand, man. He's got a lot of velocity on that thing, and it's not sailing on him. He's stepping into his throw, doing all the fundamentals, making great throws.
Spoken like a quarterback. 5:26 to go, 1st and 10 Rattlers from the North Carolina Central 34-yard line. Now Ryan Stanley, play action, steps up, looks, fires the home run ball downfield for Xavier Smith, who was being held up, and the penalty marker is thrown.
Give Ryan Stanley credit for that interference, though, because I think he threw that ball out there. Xavier actually stopped, was taken off again, and was grabbed, but I think because the ball was well thrown, he was able to get the interference call.
Yeah. Question now is going to be, was it catchable?
Well, it would have been.
It would have been.
And
had he not been held up.
Right. In college football, now that penalty is taken from where the ball was snapped, not from where the penalty actually taking place.
So it's not interference, it's holding. It's a 10-yard penalty against the Eagles, but it's an automatic first down.
Right.
5:10 to go, third quarter, 14-14. The Rattlers are on the move just outside the red zone at the Eagle 24-yard line. Twin receivers to either side. Ray comes in motion, play action. They give it to Bo Kendrick. And Devon Kendrick rumbles inside the 20, down to about the 18, maybe the 17. We'll see where they spot the football. But that's a good-looking run on first down. Yeah, he's going to pick up 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 for the Rattlers. Second and 3, gain of 7. 4:44 to go here in the third quarter. We're tied in Tallahassee, 14-14. Rattlers inside the red zone now. And the Eagles jump offside. They give it to Bo Kendrick anyway. And Kendrick fights his way down to the 15-yard line. Close enough for a first down, but the offsides penalty should take care of that anyway.
High-yard penalty results in a first down.
That'll move the chains. The offside penalty gives FAMU a first down now at the 14-yard line now of North Carolina Central. 4:16 to go. It's first down and 10. Rattlers can get a first down at the 4-yard line. Ball's at the 14. Ryan Stanley sends a man in motion. High snap. Stanley now is kicked. And Xavier Smith, the fastest man on the field, got there before an Eagle could and recovered it. But it's going to take the Rattlers way back to the 44, 43-yard line of North Carolina Central. Give Xavier Smith a whole lot of credit because that could have been a turnover.
That was like a track meet, man.
Yeah.
He ran by people to get to that ball.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure that the Eagles did not recover that fumble. That's the kind of that's like a Marvel comic book character,
Absolutely.
right? He's the X-Man.
The X-Man.
The
That's
X-Man.
him. But it keeps the drive alive.
2nd down in Thomasville.
2nd down a long way, baby.
That's in Georgia. Here we go. They give it to Terrell Jennings. Jennings straight ahead. He's going to get a couple, not much more. He's going to bring up 3rd down. Now, the question is, will Coach Simmons try to position the team in field goal range for Yahia Ali, who did 3 field goals a week ago from 52 yards, the second longest in FAMU history.
I'm sure that's a thought that's in the back of his mind. The Eagles are going to try to keep everything in front of them,
Yes.
though. You can believe that.
3rd down and long for Ryan Stanley. Terrell Jennings is in the backfield. And here we go. Stanley sets up, has time, lots of time. Fires downfield.
Touchdown.
George Webb makes the catch, but there's a penalty marker on the play.
He's going to grab the Rattlers for holding on that play, Key.
Holding offense, number 54. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
And so holding is the call against FAMU, and that will nullify that touchdown.
Webb ran a deep post route that carried all the way across the field. Ryan ran to the right and saw him through a nice ball that led him into the end zone for a touchdown pass.
So it will remain 3rd down, but the ball now is back at midfield. The Rattlers can get a first down at the North Carolina Central 4-yard line.
One of the big guys, man.
We're 46 yards away from a first down. Here we go. Ryan Stanley tosses this over here and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Stanley's pass incomplete.
4th down for FAMU, and that should send on Chris Fadul in the punt team. 2:11 to play in the third quarter. It's 14-14 on Homecoming in Tallahassee.
It's a crucial punt and a crucial series of plays for North Carolina. This series coming up is a backbreaker.
Yeah. Fadul is set. Codrington is deep to receive for the Eagles. Good snap. Chris Fadul. This kick is going to hit and roll, and the Rattlers are going to down it at about the 5-yard line. And so the Eagles will begin 1st and 10 from there, but we've got penalty markers on the play.
Rookie.
Davius Richards' pass on first down was batted down by the Rattlers' Isaiah Land. It's going to make it 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. The ball is resting at like the 3-yard line. And Richard and the Eagles backed up. Triplets near side, 5 wides, nobody in the backfield for Davius Richard. He throws the out and up and overthrows the intended receiver, E.J. Hicks. It's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
The Rattlers were in zone defense and did a great job of everybody staying in their zone. Put a little pressure on the quarterback, made him overthrow that pass just enough.
3rd down and 10. FAMU needs a big defensive stand here. They could possibly get good field position out of the exchange, but they got to stop the Eagles from picking up a 1st down. The Eagles at their own 3-yard line. It's 3rd and 10. And Davius Richard wants to pass, fires across the middle. That pass is caught, and he did not hang on. Boy, he was rocked. The intended receiver, Xavier McCoy, went up high to get that pass, and he had 3 Rattlers converge on him.
Marquise Bell.
And knocked that ball away.
Marquise Bell put the wood on him on that play, man. I tell you what, that was a great hit, but I thought it was a catch.
Yeah.
It looked like a catch.
Until he came down.
Yeah. That was a great defensive stand for the Rattlers, and now give them an opportunity to see what they can do in terms of being in good field position and opportunity to score maybe before the end of the 3rd quarter.
Picaro to punt. It's Marquise, ring my bell. Oh, beautiful kick from Picaro. Drives Azende back to the 48-yard line. He's at the 40, goes down at the 38-yard line of North Carolina Central. So the Rattlers will have excellent field position and out of that exchange. And we're all tied up at 14 apiece in Tallahassee. But Marquise, ring my bell, rung his bell.
I've been saying this guy is a stud and a pro. I mean, he's 6'3", 215. He just about knocked himself out, separating that ball from the receiver.
All right, Rattlers will have the football now at the North Carolina Central 38-yard line. Twins to the far boundary. Isolated receiver. That's Manigo over here to the near side. And they hand it off to Bishop Bonnet. Bonnet was trying to wait for his block to set. And he's going to end up with no gain. 2nd and 10. Second down and 10. Triplets to the near boundary, this time for Ryan Stanley. And an isolated receiver now to the far side. And again, it's Bishop Bonnet who gets the call. Bonnet off to the races. We got penalty markers on the play. But Bishop takes it all the way down to about the 18-yard line. But it's coming back, holding against the Rattlers.
You know, you take 50 steps forward and 49 backwards. Both teams have done that today. The Rattlers are in position to score. It's 48 seconds left before the 3rd quarter ends. They've been trying to get Bishop on a run that's going to light up the stands, man. I tell you what, he's a ball of lightning, and they've been trying all day to get him going.
Actually, that was a really good run by Bishop. The holding nullified it. 2nd down now and long for the Rattlers. And this time it's Devon Kendrick, also known as Bo.
Kendrick, the ball carrier.
And Bo fights his way
almost back to the original line of
near the original line, at about the 47-yard line. And make it 3rd down, about 13 to go. with 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And I think we're going to have a fantastic finish here in Tallahassee today. That's going to be the last play of the third quarter. We're all tied up in Tallahassee at 14 apiece. Florida A&M 31-yard line. They're down to 15 for the Rattlers now at the 41-yard line of NCCU as we start the fourth quarter. Ryan Stanley, Twins far boundary, isolated over here near side. That's Marcus Williams, the isolated receiver. Stanley sets up, fires. The out is caught. Xavier Smith, the X-Man.
That's a beautiful pass and catch right there. Deep out. And, Ryan, that's a long pass, man. That was a nice stroke.
It's going to set the Rattlers up. First and 10 at the 24-yard line of North Carolina Central.
Now, for all practical purpose, the Rattlers are in field goal range right now.
Right. That's exactly right. Twins to the near boundary this time. Isolated receiver far side for Ryan Stanley, who sets up, fires for the home run ball for the Xavier Smith. It's a fight for it, but it's going to fall incomplete. Good defense down there.
Excellent defensive plays
by North Carolina Central.
You know, that's the kind of pass where the quarterback says, my man is better than your guy. I'm going to put it up there and give him an opportunity to get it.
Steven Stokes was the defender for the Eagles. 5'11", 170-pound senior out of Baltimore, Maryland. And that's good defense. Second down and 10 now for FAMU from the Eagle 24. Rattlers are moving left to right here in the fourth and final quarter. They give it to Devon Bo Kendrick, and Kendrick fights his way, trying to get to that 20-yard line. It's going to be short, just outside the red zone now at about the 21, it looks like, where they will spot it. The 22-yard line, that is. It'll make it third down and 8 for the Rattlers. Third down and 8 yards to go. Ryan Stanley again with the spread formation this time. Twins to either side. Kendrick in the backfield. Stanley has pressure, fires across the middle. That pass intended for David Manigo. Falls incomplete. Intended for David Manigo. And Albert, here comes the field goal unit, just as you said.
We talked about it. I tell you what, we talked about this game being, it's tied 14-14, but it's tied in other places too. Total offensive plays, 258, 262. Time of possession, 22-38, 22-22. That's why this football game is even. Money field goal here.
Yeah, this is a 39-yard field goal attempt. Chris Fadul will hold for Yahia Ali from the left hash mark. 39-yard field goal attempt here. And looks like somebody is trying to ice the kicker. Oh, it's a FAMU timeout.
Well, you know, I think, Coach, he looked at that previous play, and he was trying to run what looked like a deep end, and Manigo went further in. The ball was a little bit behind him. A good release on the ball, but I don't know if Manigo was pushed away from the ball, and that's why we're looking for interference or holding or something. It looked like there was some issue between the defensive back and the receiver.
Mm-hmm. When play resumes, it will be a 39-yard field goal attempt for Yahia Ali from the left hash mark. He kicked 3 a week ago against North Carolina Central. Yahia Ali and Chris Fadul all set now to attempt this field goal. Here's a snap placement. It's a fake. And Fadul tosses it to Ali, and Ali Fadul is down. And the Eagles stop the fake field goal. Chris Fadul is down on the ground.
I think he took a shot when he tried to throw that ball. I think he had the wind knocked out of him.
Injury timeout.
The Eagles were not surprised by this play. I mean, you could tell. I mean, they maintained their position. Nobody ran. I mean, actually, to go ahead and kick the kick would have probably been the better thing to do because nobody rushed. They played for the.
Look at me.
Day. We knew it was going to be a good one, and it's
Yeah.
been everything we thought it would be.
Absolutely. Great test match between these coaches. Both teams ready to play. Getting big-time play out this freshman quarterback. Ryan Stanley throwing the ball around pretty good. Kickers kicking the ball out the stadium.
Davius Richard, the freshman, going all the way today at quarterback for the Eagles. Shifts two tight ends to the far side. Wants to run it back to the weak side, and Richard is going to run out of bounds, but there's a penalty marker on the play. Could indicate holding. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. That play has been a recipe for holding
Offense number 80. 10-yard penalty.
the whole game.
Keep first down.
That's Darius Buchanan, the guilty party for the Eagles. Now back them up 10 yards, make it first down now, and about 20 yards to go. 13-11 to play, 14 apiece. And the Eagles this time. Give is to, is this Totten or is it Freeman? It's Isaiah Totten this time, the ball carrier. Not much there. Second down, about 18 now yards to go. 12:46 to play. Davius Richard and the Eagles. Play action this time. Richard steps up, fires downfield. His pass intended downfield for Ryan McDaniel. And the Rattlers had good coverage down there. Troy Hilton defending on the play for the Rattlers.
Yeah, Richards is still trying to hit that deep post. They've had success with that all day, and had good coverage by the Rattlers.
Yeah, Ryan McDaniel, 6'4", 214. Troy Hilton, 6'3", 190. So Hilton can jump up there too.
Right.
And he was right there with him on that play.
They seem to have taken advantage of some of the shorter defensive backs that the Rattlers had, although they had great coverage.
Richard wants to pass, has time, flushed out of the pocket now. Lost one out there, and that's going to be, he threw that one away. And it's going to bring up fourth down. And long. Picaro will check on the punt. The Rattlers will send Azende Ray to receive this punt with 12. So that's a good defensive stand by Florida A&M.
Yeah, that's an excellent stand, and basically the way the ball game is going all day. I mean, we've been back and forth. Everything is tied up. You know, it's just a tribute to great coaching.
John Picaro on the punt for the North Carolina Central Eagles, NCCU. And nice spiral, drives Azende back near the 25, and he slips down there. And the Rattlers will begin first and 10 for that. Speaking of Carolinas, boy, it's a 3-week swing of Carolinas for FAMU. The Central Eagles this week, the Bulldogs of South Carolina State next week in Orangeburg, and the week following, the Aggies of North Carolina A&T come to Tallahassee.
How about it? You know, I look back on NCU's schedule this week. This is their 5th road game in 6 weeks.
Wow.
They've been on the road. They got some miles on them, man.
Yeah.
This season, maybe the back half they'll be home.
Aggies playing Norfolk State today. That's going to be we're going to start, this conference race is going to begin to shake out now.
It's going to start tightening up.
Yeah. All right. Ryan fakes the jet sweep to Xavier Smith, and Ryan Stanley picks up the first down.
Hey, that's what we're talking about. Dual threat.
The run pass option.
Yeah.
RPO Stanley keeps and moves the chains at the FAMU 39-yard line. A new little wrinkle in Willie Simmons' offense. We're going to run the quarterback.
Well, you know, you probably can look at film of FAMU and never see Ryan do that. Never run that play.
But it was a run. It's design run all the way. He faked it to Xavier Smith and kept it moving. Here we go. Stanley going to throw this one away. There are penalty markers on the play, so he already knows.
Offside. Defense number 92. Evading quarterback. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Make it 1st and 5 for the Rattlers now. Ball will be resting or spotted at about the 44-yard line of FAMU. 11:25 to go. Ryan Stanley with a spread formation this time. That's twin receivers to either side. And Bishop Bonnet in the backfield. That pass is deflected.
He's trying to get a quick slant to George Webb, another playmaker.
It's going to make it 2nd down and 5. There was only one other MEAC game early today, and that was Howard at Harvard.
Wow. Harvard.
The Crimson. And now the Rattlers with a 2nd down and 5 from the FAMU 44-yard line. Kamaro Young goes in motion. Kamari Young. And Bishop Bonnet now gets set. And they give it to the Bishop. And the Bishop trying to find a seam to run. Turns the corner, but finally bumped out of bounds on the far side of the field. Not much room to run that time.
Bishop has some happy feet, though, man. I tell you what, he can make some things happen. Exciting player to watch.
It's going to make it 3rd down and about 3 to go for a FAMU first down. 3rd down and 3 for the Rattlers.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Well, Eagles threatened blitz. They got caught in the neutral zone. A pass intended for David Banago, and that's pass interference. So, 2 infractions on the play.
You know what Ryan is telling his receivers is, hey, when we get a bad snap, but we get a snap where a guy's offside, continue to run your route because we can come up with a play.
Yeah, Justin Nicholson was the guilty party on the interference. I think the official forgot to turn his microphone on, but the Rattlers are going to accept the pass interference call, which is an automatic first down. Ball spotted at the Eagle 38-yard line. 10:26 to play. Here in the 4th quarter, we're all tied at 14. Ryan Stanley, isolated receiver to the far boundary this time. They give it to Bishop Bonnet, and Bishop turns upfield, and the Bishop fights his way inside the 35-yard line down to about the 34, maybe the 33. We'll see where they spot the football.
And Keith, that kind of play is effective because Ryan has run the football effective a couple of times, so you got to respect him. So it holds everybody for a second or two, and that gives Bishop that extra step.
Yeah, makes it second down and 5. That's a 5-yard gain on first down by Bishop Bonnet. Ryan Stanley, this time twins to the near boundary, the isolated receivers to the far side of the field, and they give it to Devon Bo Kendrick, and he's driving his feet straight ahead, close to the 30-yard line, down at about the 29. It's going to bring up third down and about 2 to go for a FAMU first down. Third down and 2 at the Eagle 31-yard line. 9:32 to play here in the ball game. And Albert, the folks sitting in sections K, L, M, and N deserve an award because they sat in the baking sun all afternoon. Play action this time. They give it to Azende Ray, and Ray cuts upfield. He's at the 20, 15, and Azende still on his feet, down to the 10-yard line. That's a Rattler first down. It'll move the chains, and the Rattlers are in the red zone. Here come those FAMU Rattlers.
Well, Azende Ray is one of those special players. I mean, again, we mentioned earlier he was a running back in high school, switched to wide receiver. So when he gets that ball in his hand, he becomes a running back again. He's a tough guy to bring down. Tough speed, got great speed, and a tough runner.
14-14 our score. And Eagle is down. And we'll see if we can't get a number on that injured Eagle. All right, the injured North Carolina Central Eagle is Deontay Fair, who is the rover. And he's had a great day this afternoon, too. Fair, 6'2", 205-pound redshirt senior out of Miami, Florida. But he's up and off on his own power. That's a good sign.
Yeah, Keith, you were talking about the folks in the stand. I think they're the players of the game, man. I mean, they endured the heat, and we now have I don't know if the sun is setting or hiding behind a couple of clouds, but the sun has kind of disappeared and it's kind of cooled off a little bit.
Well, folks on the west side, although it's been an extremely hot day, they've been kind of shielded a little bit. The folks on the east side got the direct sunlight, but in sections K, L, M, and N, they got the direct sun heat light.
They were sitting in the oven.
Yeah, man. It's like baked chicken wings over there. They have endured the day. Congratulations. You deserve an award. Bishop Bonnet rolls. He throws back the other way to David Manigo, trying to set up the wide receiver screen. And I'm sure somebody is going to see when some offensive coach up in the press box, Bishop Bonnet was wide open going the opposite way.
Well, he looked at him first and pumped and came back. So, I mean, they may need to do a double pump.
Yes, because he had enough time for that play to develop.
Yes. And or send somebody straight up the middle of the field.
Right.
That person will be wide open.
Yeah. Good defense, though, by the Eagles. And
excellent defense.
The Rattlers lose a yard, and it's going to make it 2nd and 11.
Timeout. Florida A&M.
The Rattlers take time. 8:10 to play. It's 14-14 in Tallahassee. We're all tied up in a MEAC matchup between the Rattlers and Eagles.
When you come into someone's den and it's their homecoming, you're going to bring your A game. And that's exactly what Central has done today.
Well, both teams fighting to stay in the hunt for that MEAC championship, and you can't lose if you want to stay in this race. It's a tight race. Here we go. Ryan Stanley sets up, fires the back shoulder pass intended for Marcus Williams down there. Good coverage, though. Incomplete.
He's trying to throw that deep corner, that same touchdown route that he threw earlier to Marcus.
One sit out was Brian Mills over there covering for the Eagles. Mills had 3 picks last week against Morgan. And he had good coverage over there on Marcus Williams. Going to make it 3rd down and 11 now for FAMU from the Eagle 13. Stanley sets up, fires in the middle. It's caught. Xavier Smith, the X-Man, Touchdown.
Yeah. That was a great route, great pass, great timing on the pass. The X-man ran the post. The outside guy ran the corner. Touchdown.
Yahia Ali on to attempt the point after, and Chris Fadul will hold. So Fadul is in good shape. Kick is on the way, and it's good. So it's 7:57 to play in the ball game. The Rattlers regain the lead. It's 21-14 in Tallahassee, and we'll be back after these words from our local sponsors, from the Rattler Sports Network. Nice kick return there by Codrington from North Carolina Central. The Eagles will start first down and 10 at their own, looks like 23-yard line, first and 10. Rattlers up 21-14, but still a lot of football to be played in this one. 7:49 left.
Yeah. This drive is really important for the Eagles of North Carolina Central.
Davius Richard and the Eagles. Play action. Richard wants to pass. He's hit as he releases that football. But that's a nice catch.
That's a
once again, he is having an outstanding day. Going to mark the football at the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 8 and make it 2nd and 2 for NCCU.
He stood in there. Richard stood in there and took that shot after throwing that football.
Oh, here we go. This is Freeman on the run, the ball carrier for the Eagles. There's a penalty marker on the play.
Holding, offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the
nullifies an outstanding run that time by the Eagles. Make it 2nd down and 9 to go for North Carolina Central. Ball back at their own 24-yard line now. 7:07 to play. It's 21-14 FAMU. Triplets to the boundary. And boy, a lot of movement across the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a legal procedure against NCCU.
False start, offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
False start is the call against the Eagles.
You know, Keith, going into the 3rd quarter from a penalty standpoint, FAMU actually was a little ahead of North Carolina Central, but they seem to be getting the penalties at the wrong time. I mean, you get a 10-yard gain and get a 20-yard steps back.
All right, here we go. Eagles spread formation this time for Davius Richard. And it's Freeman in the backfield Richard wants to pass. He's got pressure, fires across the middle, and that's incomplete. And we've got penalty markers. And let's see.
I don't know if that ball was catchable.
Yeah, it was. Both flags are in the secondary, so we'll see what the decision is.
Pass interference, defense number 8. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Pass interference against the Rattlers. That's an automatic first down for the Eagles, and it actually gives them better field position. Now they're going to spot the football at the Eagle 34-yard line. 6:29 to play. Very important drive here in this ball game for both teams.
Absolutely.
Eagles at their own 34. Triplets to the near boundary. Isolated receiver to the far side. Jordan Freeman is in the backfield with Davius Richard. Richard has time, fires across the middle. That pass is caught. Ryan McDaniel again, but there are penalty markers on the play. Ryan McDaniel, let's give him credit, Albert. He has been on fire here today.
Oh, no question. I tell you what, he's been making it happen.
Personal foul is the call against the Rattlers. And they'll tack that on to the end of the play. That's 15 more yards and moves the football all the way down to the FAMU 31-yard line. And so here come the Eagles of NCCU.
And we talked about Ryan Daniels, 6'4", 214 from Sugar Land, Texas. Sugar Land.
All right, here we go. Davius Richard. He fumbles the snap and alertly falls on top of it as the Rattler pressure was coming right up the middle. It's going to make it second down on the play. I don't know if that counts as a sack or a tackle for loss.
Fumble recovery.
Yeah, probably fumble recovery. Yeah, he recovered his own fumble.
Right.
Yeah. Loss of 6, second and 16. Triplets near boundary. Isolated receiver to the far side for Davius Richard, and Jordan Freeman is in the backfield. And the Eagles, boy, this time a quick fire, and that pass nearly picked off. Oh, we got a late flag. And let's see, there may be some discussion on this play. Defending on the play was Eric Smith. He came across the top and almost picked the pass off. All right, let's see if we can.
Pass interference, defense number 8.
Wow, they called it on Eric Smith, and he went in front of the receiver.
That play, the Rattlers were in man coverage. And he called it on Marquise Bell, but that was after the ball.
No, they called it on Eric Smith, who went in front of the pass.
Oh, did he? Okay.
And almost picked it off. Anyway, it counts against the Rattlers. It gives the Eagles an automatic at the FAMU 23-yard line, just outside the red zone. And so this Eagle drive is still alive with 5:28 to play. And here we go. Davius Richard is going to throw the back throw to show. Throw, and it's incomplete. That's good defense down there that time. Is that Troy Hilton? Troy Hilton defending on the play. And we'll pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Rattler Network. All right, here we go. Second down and 10. 21-14, the Rattlers lead. The Eagles are threatening, though, at the 21-yard line. They give it to Jordan Freeman, and Freeman fights his way down to about the 15-yard line. They're going to spot the football at the 16-yard line. And that's going to make it third down and about 4 to go. That's a gain of 6 3rd and 4. Eagles triplets to the far boundary this time. They isolate Xavier McCoy. And now they send E.J. Hicks. So it's a spread formation for NCCU. And Davius Richard, the outstanding freshman quarterback, this time rolls right, looks, fires across the middle. That pass is incomplete. 4th down, Eagles. Decision time for Coach Trey Oliver. Could kick a field goal. It's 4:33 to play. Then he'd have to trust his defense to try and get the ball back. Or he could go for it here. Let's see. It's decision time.
They're going for it.
And Davius Richard and the offense stay on the field. Say hi to my man Reggie Seals doing his thing across the way. Here we go. Davius Richard. And he's going to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Rattlers trying to keep him in the. Oh, that's a touchdown. That's a great throw and catch.
Yeah. Yep.
To Tyler Barnes. That's a great throw and catch. The Rattlers had Davius Richard pretty much checked so he could not exercise the run in the RPO, but he found his open man, Tyler Barnes, in the end zone, and it's a touchdown for North Carolina Central with 4:25 to play.
Yeah, Darius was able to extend the play a little bit, Keith, by moving in that pocket, got that ball out and hit the guy right in the seam for a touchdown. Excellent drive.
Olivo on the attempt to point after. Kick is up and good. And we're all tied up at 4:25, 21-21 in Tallahassee on Homecoming. And we'll be back after these words from our local sponsors, the Rattler Sports Network. Olivo kicks it off. Side winding kick. Going to be fielded by Marcus Williams, 15-20. 25-30. Marcus still on his feet down at the 35-yard line. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Rattlers from there. And Albert, the Eagles have tied it up. But the danger in their scoring drive may have been that they left too much time on the clock.
Well,
Willie Simmons.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, that was an excellent drive. A mixture of plays, got a couple of penalties, but an excellent drive. I don't think Coach really cared about the time. I think what he was really trying to do was tie that game up and let's push it back in the Rattlers' corner.
And trust his defense.
Now let's go and see. I mean, this is the chess match that we talked about early in the game between these two great coaches.
Ryan Stanley this time hands it off to Bishop Bonnet. Bishop turns upfield, finds a seam, and he's going to get a couple. Going to make it 2nd down. And about 8 yards to go. 2nd and 8. 3:54 now. Clock is ticking. And Ryan Stanley and the Rattlers throws the out over here. It's Bishop Bonnet again out of the backfield. And Bishop all the way into Eagle territory at the 49-yard line. And that's a Rattler first down. They'll move the chains. And Albert.
The Eagles have had a tough time covering that play all day. That was an excellent pass and catch with Ryan and Bishop.
Yeah.
Excellent call.
1st and 10 Rattlers at the Eagle 49. Play action. Give to Bishop Bonnet again. He turns upfield, and the Bishop down at about the 44-yard line. And on first down,
keep in mind,
Bishop Bonnet is going to pick up. Wow, look at that. Almost, it's like about 6 yards.
Tough yards, too. He's been the workhorse this drive.
Yeah.
Keep in mind now, you want to watch that clock as this drive with a mixture of run and pass.
5 yards. 2nd and 5, 2:53. Trying to milk that clock down for whatever the final scoring attempt will be. This time it's Terrell Jennings. A little more power. Terrell Jennings, the ball carrier. And Jennings going to pick up another tough yard. Going to make it 3rd and 4 for FAMU now at the Eagle 43-yard line. 2:19. The clock is ticking. Ryan Stanley and the Rattlers now going to send the X-Man. Xavier Smith in motion. Rolls that way. Fires over there. Xavier's got it. He's turned upfield 30-25. Xavier Smith at the 20. Fights his way inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line, and they're still fighting. Down at the 17. The X-Man, Xavier Smith. First down, FAMU.
Wide receivers by committee, man. Everybody is playing great football, man. These guys play on each other. And you got playmakers like that. You get the ball in their hand and let them do what they do.
All right, the Rattlers now threatening inside the red zone. Ball resting at the 18-yard line of NCCU. Ryan Stanley stacks his receivers to the left boundary. Brings Azinde Ray in motion. Stanley's going to turn upfield, and Ryan Stanley inside the 15 down at the 14-yard line. Minute 25 to play.
Injury timeout.
Injury timeout on the field. See if we can get a number on that Rattler that's down.
Florida A&M University, I'm committed to helping my alma mater build a bright future, current and future. So support the FAMU Rising campaign at FAMURising.com. Will you join me? Show your support by encouraging somebody else to give. Using the hashtag FAMURising. Together, we rise.
It's MEAC football season, and things are about to get wild. Could the Aggies bury the Bison? Or will the Bears make a run at the ratings board? Will the Rattlers strike before the Bulldogs bite? Will the Eagles sink their talent into the title, or feel the Hornets sting?
About 7 yards to go. FAMU swings this out here to Azinde Ray. And Azinde is going to go down. He's going to lose yards on the play. That's good defense by North Carolina Central. Brian Crawford went out.
Timeout. North Carolina Central. That is their first team timeout of the half.
Eagles.
It's a 30-second timeout.
Eagles take a 30-second timeout. Brian Crawford went out, but he could not put weight on that left leg. And so Beryl White will check in as center for FAMU. Had a good snap. The Rattlers tried to run the swing pass to Azinde Ray, but the Eagles were all over that play, and we lose yards on it. So with second down and about 14, maybe 15 yards to go with 1:07 to play, and the Eagles take time out because they're trying to preserve some time now. Well, this one's going to come down to a fantastic finish. We're all tied at 21 in Tallahassee.
What a game.
What a game. It's what you want.
It is what you want, though. It's what you want.
Third down at 15. FAMU at the Eagle. 2-yard line. Xavier Smith in motion. And Ryan Stanley steps up, fires out here for Xavier. He loops inside. Xavier cuts back inside the 10, the 5. Xavier Smith down to the 2-yard line. That's a Rattler first down.
That might be the play of the day right there, Keith.
Might be the play of the day.
That's the play of the day right there. That hustle, that kid hustled. He refused to be tackled. He showed some speed.
He is the X-Man. Here we go. Ryan Stanley. Bishop Bonnet in the backfield. No, it's Terrell Jennings. More power. And Terrell, somebody's helmet came off. Terrell Jennings bangs up in there. Takes it down to the 2-yard line with 38 seconds left. Second and goal to go for the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Rattlers. Xavier Smith comes up with the big play week in and week out.
Timeout, Florida A&M.
Rattlers take time and talk it over.
Great ball game here. Keith, let me update some scores right quick. Morgan State and Bethune-Cookman in the second quarter is tied at 3 apiece. Howard loses to Harvard 62-17. That was a final. A&T 51, Norfolk State 13 going into the fourth quarter. UCF 24, Cincinnati 27. That's a final. UCF was upset again. Auburn and Florida. Auburn 13, Florida 14 late in the second quarter. Virginia Tech all over University of Miami 28-0 in the second quarter. Prairie View and Southern, they play next week. You got Grambling and Jackson tonight, and South Carolina State and Delaware State play also tonight at 7.
The Rattlers go to Orangeburg next week for the Bulldogs at South Carolina State. And it's going to be another Carolina. We're going to have a taste of Carolina for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, man, I tell you what.
Now, the young folks, Albert, call North Carolina A&T NCAT.
NCAT.
And they also say less.
Well, I tell you what, they have, the last 3 years, man, have demonstrated they have a fine football program up there, man.
Yes, sir.
And until somebody beats them.
Yes, sir.
They're still on top of that hole.
It's going to be second and goal to go for FAMU from the NCCU 2-yard line. Ryan Stanley sends Xavier Smith in motion. Gives it to the X-Man, and he's in. Touchdown, FAMU. Xavier, the X-Man Smith.
X-Man. That was the equivalent of a jet sweep. It took a long time for that play to develop. But I tell you what, I don't think the Miami Dolphins defense could have stopped the X-Man on that play. He's been determined this whole entire drive. Him and Bishop, those are the kind of players you want. That determination, speed, you can't beat it.
Xavier, the X-Man
It's a
Smith.
touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. FAMU, number 19. That is number 19's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the contest. The foul will be administered on the kickoff.
Well, the roar from the crowd says it all. The X-Man scored. He was happy about the big score, so he gets penalized for celebrating.
They should let these kids have fun, man. They should let celebration be a good thing.
Yahia Ali on to attempt the point after. Chris Fadul will hold. Kick is airborne and good. 32 seconds remain in Tallahassee. Florida A&M 28. North Carolina Central 21. And we'll be back after these words from our local sponsors on the Rattlers Sports Network. (28-21) our score here in Tallahassee. It's a homecoming afternoon. 32 seconds remain, so it's not over yet. The Eagles still will get another shot. But Xavier, the X-Man Smith, on a 2-yard touchdown run. And it was Xavier who set the Rattlers up in scoring position. So he has been nothing short of marvelous. If you want to play on words with the Marvel Comics today. The X-Man. Here we go, Rattlers. Good kick coverage.
Yeah, if you look back over that last drive, the X-Man, it was the X-Man's drive.
Yeah.
And Bishop just sprinkled a little Bishop on it.
Yeah. A little holy water.
The holy water.
25 seconds remaining. Tyler Barnes on the return for the Eagles, and he didn't waste any time. He got down quickly so the offense could have a shot at trying to manipulate down the field with 25 seconds remaining. 28-21. And so here we go. This is the ball game here, this drive. Davius Richard, he's been outstanding all day. 3 receivers to the boundary. Richard fires. That pass was short. I don't know if it slipped off his hand, but he didn't have enough fire on that ball to get to the reach. That's a tough throw to make anyway.
That's a long throw.
It's a long throw to the boundary. 19 seconds remaining now.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 73.
And that will back the
him up a
Eagles
little
up.
more.
At the distance, give the goal. Repeat first down.
Eagles will have the football now. They're going to spot it at their own 15-yard line. Triplets, 5 wides, no backs in the backfield for Davius Richard. Rattlers trying to get some pressure on him. Fires across the middle. That pass is complete. Caught by number 83, Barry Campbell, a sophomore wide receiver
North Carolina Central.
out of Lawrenceburg, North Carolina.
Of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
It's a 30-second timeout by the Eagles. Pass gets them back near the original line of scrimmage, but took time off the clock. Took about 8 seconds. Only 11 seconds remain in the ball game.
Yeah, short of a catastrophe, Keith, I think that the Rattler football team has given the Rattler fans on homecoming a great game, a great football game today.
All right, Davius Richard and the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Again, 5 wides, no backs in the backfield. Triplets to the boundary, wide boundary, twins to the near side. And Richard fires down the sideline. Rattlers say he made the catch, but he was out of bounds. So it's going to fall incomplete and bring up 3rd down and about 13 yards to go. The Eagles going to have to just hang it out and let it go. 6 seconds remaining. And a conference loss at this stage of the season is
critical.
It's very critical.
It's critical.
Yeah. Here we go. Davius Richard sets up, has time, lets it fly. There's Rattlers picked off. all the way back to the 20-yard line.
That's the ball game.
And that's the ball game. On the pick for the Rattlers is Andrew Hines. And that may be Hines' second pick of the day.
Hey, that's a great ball game. Hey, he played center field, came up with the pick. But the Rattler fans got a great football game today out of their football team.